YouTube. I've just been on X, Twitter, it's formerly known as Twitter. It's come across some information, obviously, over the past wee while through Genevieve Gluck and her brilliant journalism. It caused me to sort of go off on a wee tangent when it comes to doing a wee bit of research, because you just cannot, you can't social network there without being constantly harassed by porn bots. And it sort of annoys me, right? But, you know, on Facebook, right, I've got a page, I've got a few pages, and they're all restricted and hidden from anybody under the age of 18. Because I just think that's, you know, sometimes I'm just covering topics that are quite, you know, they're not for children. So when I speak about trafficking and stuff like that, you know, and obviously other topics, and I want to speak freely as an adult, so I made my pages reflect that. But there's no option to do that on Twitter, X. And, you know, the age of consent in the UK is 16. So while I was looking at that, I think the age that Elon allows children onto the X platform is 13. So I just want to confirm that. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? But while I was looking at that, I saw this as well, and you know, the nationalist cult grooming. I can hear the groomers and the nationalists shouting, what about Scotland? What about Scotland? You know, what about Scotland? I hope this is covering Scotland as well. Because I've just kind of seen this, that in February last year, underneath all the other news, was buried this, you know, the legal age of marriage in England and Wales rises to 18. Vulnerable children across England and Wales will be better protected from the damaging impact of forced marriages, as the legal age of marriage, excuse my throat by the way, this is constant battle with ME. Since I was young I've had issues with my throat, so if my voice is kind of like going up and down sometimes, it's just the way it bloody goes if I use it too much. So this was from the Ministry of Justice, from the Right Honourable Dominic Raab. So it was published under Sunak's government. Well done, Sunak. It's a new criminal offence in the UK to cause a child to marry. We've just reached a point in history where we're no longer tolerating child marriage on these shores, on these islands. I think that's terribly slow progress. You know, who keeps the status quo? Who keeps this woman, you know, bound and gagged, really, isn't she, at the minute? Sentence up to 7 years. Obviously, I would put a lot more value on a child's life than that. Because to force somebody into to sabotage somebody's love relationship, to sabotage their choices, their life, their dream, their wish, their will, what they choose to do in their life, to sabotage that in itself should be a crime and recognised in law. But the patriarchy know this, and they've known it for years. So why are we only 2024? Why is it taking this long? Oh, it's a snail's pace in a tortoise race. And it's not always to the swift, right? Okay, so we've all had to slow down, people. I had gained royal assent in April the year before. So it means that 16 and 17-year-olds will no longer be allowed to marry. Now, where does that leave Scotland? Because that's good that children or young adults, you know, in England and Wales are protected. What about Northern Ireland in Scotland? Because I just think I sort of fear it. I mean, I've heard some really sort of nasty people from down south, right? One night in a group say that, oh, we just throw all the rubbish up in Scotland, all the sex offenders and all the... And it just made me think, what is our laws when it comes to... Our English brothers and sisters are protected by anonymity. We're not. They're protected for child marriage. And I'm not saying that we haven't followed suit here, but that's what this video is about, posing that question. So I'll do part 2 later, because I'm having to take everything at a snail's pace today, as usual. Is that what they call pacing when you've got ME? So yeah, I just wanted to make that quick point. It's a point of law, and as party I kind of like, well, the Act does not change the age of marriage in Scotland or Northern Ireland, as that marriage is a devolved matter. So the onus has now been on the SNP